Hey yo, it's AyoChikiMoko here bringing you another Apex Legends video. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for joining me today and honoring the world with your presence. If this is your first time on the channel, I want to say thank you and I hope you come back again, and you already know how to do that, so let's get into what you came here to see. Today we'll be breaking down the stats for the M600 Spitfire and show you that if you haven't picked up the Spitfire this season, maybe it's time to give it another shot, because even though the Spitfire doesn't have the highest DPS in the game, I'm going to show you by the end of this video why you shouldn't be using this weapon for the DPS, but the mere pressure and ability to never let your enemy escape the Spitfire's massive damage potential that isn't reachable by any other ground weapon in the game. And be sure to stick around because I found some seriously crazy stats that will change how you walk into every engagement and give you the fundamental advantage over your opponent. Starting with our damage, we see we get a damage of 18 to the body, 14 to the legs, and we get a 2 times multiplier for shots to the head, giving us a damage of 36. Then for our fire rate, we have the second slowest fire rate out all the fully automatic weapons, with the EVA 8 being only 1 shot slower. We have a fire rate of 9 shots per second. So taking our fire rate of 9 shots per second into account, we see it will take you 4.77 seconds to burn through the largest base magazine out of all the ground loot weapons, with a whopping 35 shots. Though the Spitfire is in the 3-way tie for the second highest damage per bullet, the Spitfire's fire rate tanks the DPS, and we get a DPS of 162. Taking all this into consideration, looking at our time to kill, we get 0.56 seconds for 100 damage, 0.7 seconds for 125, 0.9 seconds for 150, 1 second exactly for 175 damage, 1.21 seconds for 200 damage, and then for 225 damage we see we'll take 1.35 seconds. Now diving a little deeper into the stats for the Spitfire, we're going to take a look at how many shots it takes to down someone, and then we're going to look at exactly how much of your magazine you're allowed to miss before you have to reload. So for 100 damage we see we'll take 6 shots, for 125 you'll need to hit 7, for 150 it'll take 9 shots, 10 shots 175, 12 will take 200, and a total of 13 shots for 225 damage. Now looking at how much of your magazine you can miss, just with the base Spitfire you see you can miss 29 shots for 100 damage, 125 you can miss 28, for 150 damage you can miss 26, for 175 you can miss 25, 200 you can miss 24 shots, and for 225 damage you can miss 23 shots. And now we're going to take a look at the recoil, and what we see with the Spitfire, we don't have too terrible of a horizontal recoil, but what we do see midway through the magazine is that it kicks to the left and then leans back to the center at the end of the magazine, which honestly makes the Spitfire a little bit more difficult in my opinion to control than, let's say, like the Havoc, whose recoil is much greater than the Spitfire but is way easier to predict and control. Then for the hipfire for the Spitfire, we actually have quite a bit to compare it to. Though the Spitfire has a tighter spread than the Wingman, it does not have as tight of a spread as the Prowler. And then compared to the only other LMG that has the same spread as the Spitfire, the Devotion, and we see that they actually have the exact same spread. Then for the base Spitfire, we have 35 shots and the potential of dealing 630 damage. Now jumping into our final base handling stats, this is where I found some truly fascinating stats that will completely change how I walk into every engagement, and I'm so psyched to be able to share it with you guys. What we have is a base aim down sight time of 0.32 seconds, and for our draw time we actually have 2 different times. We have a put away time and a takeout time. Let me explain. So how I used to use the Spitfire is by using as my primary weapon and then having an R99 or Prowler as my secondary, which works, don't get me wrong, but with my testing it actually takes longer for your legend to put away the Spitfire rather than it is to take it out. So if you're using the Spitfire first and then switching to your secondary, you're actually putting yourself at more of a disadvantage rather than just using the Spitfire as your secondary to clean up your enemies when they're low and they're trying to get away from you. And with the Spitfire's large magazine size, you will have way more chances to land those crucial last shots. So for our put away time, we see we get 0.65 seconds to put away our Spitfire, and then for our takeout time we see that it will take you 0.42 seconds. And then when we get into our attachments, you will see just how much more of an advantage you really get. Then for our reload time, we get a base speed of 3 seconds on an empty magazine, and then for our tactical reload we get a time of 2.3 seconds. Then for our Spitfire and all the LMGs, we get a 61% reduction to our movement speed. And with that we finished covering the base stats for the Spitfire, and now it's time to take a look at the attachments that really can make up for the Spitfire's low DPS, making it almost a better choice if you're just starting out or you're having trouble still figuring out how to control your recoil and you just need to get those last crucial shots, especially with each shot of the Spitfire hitting for 18. Starting with our extended mags, we go from the largest base magazine for ground weapons excluding care package weapons to the largest base magazine size out of the entire arena, and that's including care package weapons beating the Devotion by 1 shot. Then for our damage we see we get 720 damage for level 1, then 810 for level 2, and finally we get the highest damage potential in the entire game, 990 damage. And then with the extended mag, we typically see our reload times improve, but with the Spitfire we get some really unique and unexpected results. For a level 1 extended mag, we see we get 40 shots. It will still take you 3 seconds for an empty clip, and then for a tactical reload, it will still take you 2.3 seconds. And then with our level 2 extended mag, this is when we see a difference. We get 45 shots, and then on an empty clip, we get a reload speed of 2.6 seconds. And then for our tactical reload, we get a speed of 2 seconds. However, with the level 3, again, we see no difference in our reload speed. So we get 55 shots, and then we still get 2.6 seconds for an empty clip and 2 seconds for a tactical reload. So with this new information, I will always put a blue extended mag on the Spitfire. However, if I find myself with a white or purple extended mag, I'll happily put it on another weapon or give it to someone else. Due to the weapon already having such a high damage pool and shots, I really don't see the need for more shots in my magazine. The only reason why I would put on an extended mag is for the faster reload time. But now after making this video, knowing that the purple and gray extended mag makes no difference in reload time, I'll be sure to put the extended mag on another weapon so that I can actually utilize the extended mag to its max potential of a faster reload time and a larger magazine rather than just one. And now I'm going to show you guys the difference in the recoils when you attach a barrel mod to the Spitfire. And from what I can see, I only see a difference really in the blue barrel mod, but I'll leave it up to you guys. And now we're going to look at the stock and how that changes quite a few different handling stats. Let's start with what the stock says it improves, and that's the idle sway. And I see a bit of a difference. At longer ranges, that purple stock will definitely help you, but for those longer ranges, I would just stick with the sniper and their purple stock. But now we're going to move on to what the stock improves but doesn't explicitly say it improves, and that's our aim down sight time. With the level 1, we get an aim down sight time of 0.28 seconds. Then for level 2, we get a time of 0.26 seconds, and then for level 3, we get a time of 0.24 seconds. And now we're going to get into the stats that will forever change how I use the Spitfire, and that's the draw time with the 2 different times, the put away time and the takeout draw time. So with a level 1, we see we get a put away time of 0.55 seconds and a takeout time of 0.35 seconds, taking 10 milliseconds off right away. And then for a level 2, we get a put away time of 0.52 seconds and a takeout time of 0.35 seconds. So not too much of a difference there. But then for our final level 3 stock, we see we get a put away time of 0.5 seconds and we get a takeout time of 0.32 seconds, where we see that purple stock taking off 15 milliseconds for the put away time and 10 milliseconds for our takeout time. And with that, we've covered all the stats for the Spitfire, attachments and all, but now we're going to move on to what makes Apex Legends so unique, and that's how they have different legends being classed in different roles in a battle royale, and it changes how you approach different legends with the same weapon. But real quick, if you have enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It lets me know you guys are enjoying these in-depth breakdowns, and leave a comment down below of what weapon you guys want me to do next. And while you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so I can keep you up to date about everything Apex Legends related. But with that, let's finish out this video, and we're going to start off with our low profile legends. This includes Wraith, Pathfinder, Lifeline, and Watson. For our damage for our low profile legends, we get a damage of 19 to the body and the legs, and then for our shots to the head, we get a damage of 38. Factoring this into our DPS, we get a new DPS of 171, still pretty low, but at least it's a little better, right? For our shots to kill, we see for 100 damage, you will need to hit 6 shots. For 125, you'll need to hit 7. For 150, you will need to hit 8 shots. For 175, you will need to hit 10. For 200, you will need to hit 11. And for 225 damage, you will need to hit 12 shots. And now it's time to get into the stats for our thick boys, Gibraltar and Caustic. And this is where the stats really do shift in the favor of our boys, due to how the damage drops down to 15 to the body, 12 to the legs, and 31 to the head. And with the damage for the Spitfire being one of the more crucial aspects, our DPS falls all the way down to 135. And this really hurts the Spitfire, so if you engage on the Gibby or a Caustic, you will definitely feel the difference. And then for our shots to kill, we see for 100 damage, it will take 7 shots. For 125, it will take 9. For 150, it will take 10. For 175, it will take 12. For 200 damage, it will take 14. And finally, for 225, it will take you a grand total of 15 shots to down someone. And with those final stats, we conclude the in-depth breakdown of the Spitfire. My final thoughts is that the Spitfire is better than what people give it credit for. It is outshined by a few weapons, but nothing will be able to match what the Spitfire brings to the table, and that's just a pure wall of firepower. And if you use this weapon more as a secondary rather than a primary, due to the quicker draw time and the fact that no one will be able to out-juke someone that has an extra 35 shots after they just got lasered by an R301, that's where the Spitfire really shines. But hey, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to click right over here in the corner where my dope little assistant is pointing, so I can take you to my gun breakdown series, where I have more videos just like this one covering all the weapons in the Apex Legends arena that I've covered so far. And don't forget to be a true legend and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment of what weapon you want me to do next. But with that, be sure to be the best you can be, and I'll see you in the next one.